It's over 9,000!
Welcome everyone once again to Final Forum, our more casual version of the show where we just sort of check in and talk about what's going on. I am one of your hosts, Jelli.
And I'm Bekinney.
And like I said, we're just going to kind of check in. There's some stuff happening that I'd like to talk about. We're going to do some rumor control type of stuff. And we also have a friend with us who was definitely not here for anything else, so if you hear their voice coming up again soon, that's just your mind playing tricks on you. There's no connection whatsoever.
Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain.
We have our friend Lux with us.
Hello. Great to be here. Thanks for having me on.
Always good.
Yeah, we always seem to get you when we're doing these like spontaneous episodes. I feel like the last time we had you on was when Toriyama had passed. So
yeah, it's nice to be here under better circumstances.
We'll have to get you on like a real episode one of these days. I'm almost thinking we could do like we'll figure something out. Maybe do one of the commentaries or something, since we still have like 13 of those to go, and I don't know how much more we're going to have to say. But let's talk about, let's actually pivot real quick. Not pivot per se, but let's ask Lux. We talked fairly extensively about our thoughts on Daima, Dragon Ball Daima. It just wrapped up like at this point, I want to say a week, maybe 2 weeks ago on Toonami. Did you watch any of that? Did you only watch it when it was being simulcast, when it first came out? And what were your overall thoughts on it?
I unfortunately haven't had a chance to watch the new version with the dub yet that was on Toonami. I was watching the simulcast along with everybody else online. So I haven't actually seen it since it aired. I guess it's almost a year ago. Time flies. And
wow.
my yeah, really. My general thoughts on it are, I would have to say I started off with it. Like, it starts very strong, and I really loved it. I found myself really enjoying it. And then like somewhere in the middle, and I know this is not like a hot take, this seems to be what most people feel, it just sort of fell off and felt like it wasn't going anywhere. It didn't know what it was doing. Of course, we all found out later that that's because they were just kind of writing it as they went along, which is unfortunate. But it still had some good stuff here and there in the middle, and I do think that the ending kind of stuck the landing. I still enjoyed the ending, even with some weird callback nostalgia stuff that was not really earned or anything, but it was just cool to look at. As far as like new characters and stuff it brought to it, I really loved all the new characters. That was kind of the highlight of it for me. Like, I really, really liked Majin Ku and Majin Du. I loved their chemistry and what they brought to the show. They were kind of stealing the show half the time once they showed up, as well as Hybis, that background character. Hybis is the GOAT.
Hybis is like the best new Dragon Ball character since, well, I was going to say like in a very long time, but basically since Carmine.
Yeah, for real. Like,
and let's be honest, Carmine was mostly hair.
Yes. I will say that I might be, I don't know if I'm in a minority. I think there are a lot of people who like it, but I do like the new Super Saiyan 4 design quite a lot. I don't think it's as good as the GT version, even though I'm somewhat of a GT apologist, I guess, but I don't think it's a great show. I do think that this version of the design is also like, it's up there. It's really dang good. I like what they did with it.
Yeah, that's the design itself. I don't have any qualms with. Actually, I like the hair being all kind of one consistent color, right? The body hair and the hair.
Yeah, instead of like just broken up the way it is in GT.
Kind of makes it look like a lion's mane in the original design.
And he's got like the big Donkey Kong arms.
That was actually, I like that part.
Yeah. That gives it like more of a monkey kind of ape-like inspiration type of feel to it. Yeah, I like that too.
And
even though like his proportions seem a little wonky, but that's good.
Even though it's wasn't really featured in many great scenes, I did like the reveal of Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta. Our golden shadow or Sonic the Hedgehog Vegeta.
Yeah, and that's so it's funny because as you mentioned it finished over a year ago, and I just think to myself like, holy cow, it's been a year since I've watched any Daima. I meant to watch the dub to at least check it out when it was on Toonami, and life just happens at you. And I still want to go back and revisit it, and we'll eventually do like a deep dive into Daima and talk about like any references and things like that, like we normally do, although that won't be for like 10 years. But it is just kind of like makes me realize that even though I liked it while it was on, it is very disposable feeling. It doesn't really last in your memory. And that's why it doesn't even feel like it's been that long since I watched it, because my feelings about it like 2 weeks after finishing it and my feelings about it here now 12 months after finishing it are like almost the same. Like, oh, yeah, it was good.
I do. I feel very similar, and most of what I got out of Daima was basically, okay, Super Saiyan 4 is like canon to the original storyline now, basically.
And then
so yeah, like some version of GT happened.
Yeah, basically. Because I think
just
the
like,
story up to
like
this point was like Toriyama was like, no, none of that's ever happened, right?
Well, I don't think he really cared.
That's true.
And we know it was sort of meant to be a kind of remake of GT from the people who made its point of view, not really Toriyama's.
Yeah, that interview with Akio Iyoku where he basically admitted like, oh, this is made for people who are in their 30s and 40s now who watched GT when they were kids so that they can watch this with their kids. And I was like, oh, this is like the most crass reason behind doing anything ever. But Toriyama at least was a little more excited about this, and I also think it seems like he was very hesitant in his later years to really completely let Dragon Ball go, as much as I do think was trying to set up people that he kind of trusted to shepherd things moving forward. I genuinely think Evolution left such a bad taste in his mouth and was such like a bad overall experience to him that he didn't want that to happen again. He didn't want Dragon Ball to move forward entirely without him ever again, right? And that's not never ever. I think he understood his own mortality, but I think he was like, as long as I'm gonna be around, I want to at least have my hands in it.
Makes sense.
And it feels like he at least had some influence, at least in the early stages of it. Like in those first few episodes, you can tell that he had his hands on things. There's some definite Toriyama-isms in the humor and some of the way the story develops before it kind of falls away later on. One of my favorite things in those early episodes that just completely got dropped and never addressed again was when they had the scene where we introduced Pansy, and they're like taking the tax of people's like lives, like stealing their life essence or whatever. Like that whole like idea felt very like late career Toriyama. Something you might see from Sandland.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely. Like, yeah, an attempt by Toriyama to, I don't know, do something that just injected a little more, I don't know, gravitas, or he definitely had that like penchant towards a little more, I don't know exactly what the word is, like I guess dystopia, like dystopian type of things in his later career.
I can't imagine why.
but yeah, Daima just I liked it, but it really, like, I don't know, it's being kept alive in some respects. Like I think it's interesting to sit here, and I haven't watched it in a year, but I have kind of been thinking about it just because it's been on Toonami, and so if you follow like any social media accounts that talk about like Toonami or the weekly lineups on Toonami, you've seen discussion of Daima. I know, like, I have a Dragon Ball feed pinned on Blue Sky, and like every, what was that? Was Saturdays, I think, but like every time it aired, it might have been Fridays. I don't know.
I don't remember.
I can't. My brain doesn't work so good, and it's not really worth looking it up. But like every time that it aired, I would see a ton of people being like, "Oh, this new Daima episode either is good or is not so good, or here's my favorite part," or whatever. And then like hashtag Toonami. So like, it's had a bit of a life since then, and I also think like it's gotten DLC on Sparking Zero. Did it get DLC on Xenoverse also or something?
I believe so, and I think it also was brought to Fighters or Fighter Z, however you say it.
It's wild that like Xenoverse is like a crazy old game and still getting DLC releases. But yeah, so it's like it's had a decent little life, and I do think some of that to sort of kind of get into the rumor control piece, especially since we've already talked about Akio Iyoku, is because of what's going on behind the scenes with Dragon Ball that we don't know the details on. But I wanted to bring this up, and that's kind of I wanted to do as much rumor control as we kind of can, but I'm starting to see some expect big announcements in 2026, and the new season of Dragon Ball Super should be announced soon, and I think there's like a big convention in January, and they're like, oh, expect multiple movie announcements and a new series announcement and the future of the manga announcements, and I would say don't expect that unless what has happened in very recent history is different than what we know as of 3 months ago. So, here are the facts that we know for sure. In May of 2023, Akio Iyoku, who was the former head of the Dragon Ball Room, which is basically a think tank that was at Shueisha, where it was Akio Iyoku and a few other editors, a marketing type of mind, like producerial person who had like a more like a business acumen. Toriyama and Toyotaru would sit in this, what they would call the Dragon Ball Room. And the Dragon Ball Room's job was to come up with the ideas for future Dragon Ball storylines. And this is where like the producerial mind would be like, oh, we want to do this because we think we could market this. And Toriyama would be like, well, I would never do that. But if I would, here's some of what I might do. And they would kind of bang it out and go back and forth and kind of land somewhere in the middle on things. And I mean, Toriyama still had final say and a whole bunch of things, and it was still more his. But it's where they would come up with the ideas for storylines. In May of 2023, Akio Iyoku, who had by this point already left Shueisha and was no longer working for them, formed a company called Capsule Corporation Tokyo, which he then leveraged with he was actual friends with Akira Toriyama. He leveraged his friendship with Toriyama to get Capsule Corporation the rights for a lot of Dragon Ball. Kind of like everything except for the manga is what we understand Capsule Corporation has the rights to. This then is like a legal battle. But then Toriyama's death 10 months later throws a huge wrench into all that too. So everything else that we know, that's all we know for sure, is that Akio Iyoku formed a company called Capsule Corporation Tokyo, leveraged his friendship with Toriyama to get the rights to much of Dragon Ball from Shueisha, who still retains the rights to the manga. Since then, there has been some form of legal battle. It's not a court case, otherwise we'd have heard about it because there would be public court records and things like that. But there's some sort of mediation or something going on between Iyoku, Shueisha, possibly Toei. And they are just hashing it out. And that's where Dragon Ball stands as of right now, is in a weird legal limbo where one company controls the manga and another company kind of controls the everything else. And so that's why you're seeing new DLC for games and new merchandise and potentially new movies being announced, while the manga remains stagnant and also the show remains stagnant as well, because everything that, this is my understanding, if Shueisha publishes manga, that's basically giving Capsule Corporation material to license and merch, to be like, hey, look, they own the manga for this. I have the rights to make a toy of this, which is where the money comes from for Dragon Ball.
Okay.
And so I would just say anything that you're seeing about rumored next things, I would take it with massive grains of salt, unless we either hear about some agreement being reached between them, or there has been an agreement reached and we just haven't heard about it yet.
This makes me sad.
And I'm very torn on it, because I have this like feeling like, on the one hand, I generally am in favor of the person over the corporation all the time.
Right.
And so, like, generally speaking, would I think normally I would fall on Iyoku's side, I think. However, every time I've ever heard this dude open his mouth, and which is not, it's like two, everything that comes out of it just makes me feel like, oh, this guy is just like he's not the creator or the creative one. He's like a producer, marketing type of guy who thought he could go out and do it on his own without having the big corporation behind him anymore. And it just almost makes me feel like I'm like, if whatever side I'm picking in the Capsule Corp versus Shueisha thing, it's like I'm backing the corporate marketing mindset no matter which one I go with.
I mean, it's possible for both people in an argument to not be people you'd want to side with.
And it's unfortunate.
So that was
something
as
like
if
this. Something like this can really, really drag out too. Unfortunately, it could be a situation where we may not get any new content for many years.
Yeah, just ask Friday the 13th fans.
And the ones who are hurt by that are the fans and the creatives themselves, in all honesty. It just sucks all the way around.
Yeah. And I really hope that whenever we ultimately see a path through towards the end of this, it still is more or less how Toriyama wanted to leave things. And I genuinely think the way Toriyama wanted to leave things seems like he wanted Iyoku to sort of be the head of the Dragon Ball room still, even though he wasn't working for Shueisha. He wanted that guy to be sort of the one, I'll say, maybe charting the course, and Toyotaru to be the one actually piloting the ship. Does that metaphor work?
Yeah, I think so, because Toyotaro's more focused on just the art itself, while the business is handled by somebody who actually cares about the business aspects.
Yeah.
I mean, on paper, it's a good plan, in my opinion. It's just unfortunate that the two halves of that are now at an impasse.
Right.
Especially when
It's
the
not
manga
great.
had been going in such a great direction for so long.
Oh, I know. For me, the super manga picks up when it hits the Goku Black arc. But I also know that, like, and I'm not even like, I agree with this sentiment. Once it hits the Moro and Granola stuff, it is like great. Like great.
And I feel like that's why there's a lot of anxiousness from the fan base, because everybody that they just want to see that made into anime. And every little piece of news they want to latch onto because we really want to see that in the anime. And it may not happen for a long time.
That's what it seems like. And that's a big part of why where you got stuff like Daima and Superhero and not a second season of Super anyways. And I mean, especially, you think about where the franchise kind of stands now in terms of how much material there has been post the Tournament of Power, essentially. The anime could do a whole season of the Broly movie. I know people would maybe not be super excited about that idea because I know that was something people were frustrated about when Super started, with the first two arcs just being movies redone. But they still could do that. So they could do like a whole season of the Broly movie. They could do a whole season or more of Moro. They could do a whole season of Granola. They could do a whole season of Superhero. Like they've got 4 to 5 years worth of material to potentially work with. I think is kind of the other reason that people want to see it come back is not just they want to see Moro, but at this point there is starting to be this like backlog of stuff you could do.
And we definitely got spoiled by just how much we were getting while Super was airing. Between Super and like all the other tie-in stuff that was going on.
Right. At that when Super was airing, it was like there were still games coming out like annually, I think. And I'm not a big gamer. I think I've said multiple times, but I clocked that there's a game coming out, at least kind of in the back of my head. Then there was also Super. There was Super Dragon Ball Heroes was going on at the same time. The manga was continuing. There were movies like consistently being announced or coming and things like that. So yeah, there was that span of time there where it seemed like Dragon Ball was in like a crazy full swing. And now I'm saying brace yourselves for, I don't know, potentially very long time with nothing.
I mean, some of us elder fans remember that there was a lot of time between Dragon Ball GT and Super or Kai, however you want to draw the line.
Yeah. Yeah, even with Kai, there was a long chunk of time.
Yeah, I think between GT and Kai there was over a decade.
Some of us fans of other franchises know that there were long waits between, say, Godzilla Final Wars and the birth of the Monsterverse.
There's the kaiju reference. I was waiting for it. Was wondering if it was going to pop up.
And it's the same thing. It's about 10 years there as well. But maybe we're going to end up waiting 10 years.
Phew.
Oof.
What if we finally, like, imagine that, Bekinney, we finally catch up. Like, we're like, all right, that's it. We've done everything. And they're like, the new show starts tomorrow. Like, oh no. Just when I think I'm out.
They pull me back in.
Oh,
I mean, it would be kind of nice to be able to do like episodes as they air. That would be pretty cool.
Yeah, we tried to do that with Daima, and then life happened at us, and we ended up doing. We usually do like 3 at a time, like 4 at a time.
I think we were doing 5. Were we doing 5? I think we did 5.
I feel like it was 3.
Was it 3? All right.
It might have been 2. I don't.
You spend more time with the audio clips than I do. I'll trust your judgment.
I don't know if it was 5, but no, I just wanted to kind of bring that up and address it, and I will say, just because everything is in this weird legal holding pattern and everything right now, I would say, like, don't despair if you're like thinking that there's going to be nothing. There's not going to be nothing.
There's money to be made. They're going to figure out something. Yeah, it's just going to take time.
The year that Superhero came out, or I think maybe it was the year after, Dragon Ball actually was, I believe, Bandai Namco's top earner for the year. Because I think that was the year that, like, Sparking Zero and something else came out, and was like, yeah, Bandai Namco was like, Dragon Ball was their top earner. So there's too much money to be made to let it sit forever, and nothing is allowed to die anymore. So there will be Dragon Ball. It's just kind of a matter of when. And I guess I don't really know who I hope wins this legal battle or what the terms are or whatever. I think I do just hope that Toyotaru gets to remain as the primary writer and artist of new storylines moving forward.
I can agree with that. I would prefer if Toyotaru took the reins, and I think that's the prevailing thing among the franchise and fan base. That we all just want to see it continue from where it left off.
Right, and at the very least, you feel like he has some unfinished business with it, right? I mean, that's one of the last, like, we still got, We still got Black Frieza hanging out there.
I gotta call him Black Frieza.
Isn't that like his official name?
I think so, yes. I'm just joking.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
Just wait for the
African
anime
American
to...
Frieza.
I was gonna say, wait for the anime to come out so we get another moment like that Goku Black moment in the dub. Don't shoot.
Oh.
Go get Frieza. He's black. He's black. Get him.
You know what's gonna happen. That's why we're laughing.
I want to know that's not going to happen, but if there's an opportunity, yeah, they're going to take it. Absolutely.
So what else is going on? We just we are a little past Halloween now, but we did get out of Halloween. Did everyone have a good Halloween?
It was quiet. I think we had 7 kids total. But it's a small town, so.
Yeah, it's quiet here as well. We don't really get trick-or-treaters in our neighborhood, so we just hung out. We had a bonfire and enjoyed the evening and watched a couple horror movies.
Yeah, horror movies are they're required.
We had a few less than I was expecting and hoping, but it was still a good turnout. It was like over 150. But
nice.
It was a little bit less than I was expecting. And when I started kind of playing it back in my mind, I realized we had very, very few teenagers this year. And then I realized that Halloween this year, it was on a Friday, and that it was also the same day as the school district where I live, their homecoming. So all the teenagers that usually come out, which it's not like there's a ton, but I would say we probably get like between 20 and 50 teenagers every year. We got none because they were at their homecoming.
I mean, I guess that's
so.
They couldn't have done that a different week. Whatever.
That's unfortunate because
so it made sense that we.
I saw the picture of like your costumes. It's unfortunate that you put all that work in and like not many people like trick or treated.
Well, like I said, we got like 150, which is not bad. I was kind of hoping for over 200, but we got 150, which was a decent amount. And I had a blast. I love like I set up not just my costume. I mean, my house is super decked out. I have like 50 tiny dollar store jack-o'-lanterns that I set up, and then every year I buy 2 new, and I only just started doing this. This was like year 3 or 4. I'd have to double check. But every year I buy 2 new large foam carvable pumpkins from like not Hobby Lobby. Michael's?
Does Michael's even exist? I thought they closed now. I can't remember.
It's the
one of those places.
It's the hobby. It's the craft store in my like neighborhood that's next to the Kohl's. That's also like, but so I buy a couple of craft pumpkins every year, and I carve new ones on them. I did a Goku and a Vegeta, both as Super Saiyan, and I might keep that going if I could find like good. I think next year I would maybe do like Piccolo and Frieza. And then one year I think I would have to buy 3 and do all 3 forms of Cell. But
I like that one. I'd like to see that.
No, it's cool.
Cool.
I love doing it. I love decorating the house, and I love like I set up. I have the anime going on my garage, and I am just jamming out to like music, like the kind of music that I kind of listen to just all the time anyways, but like Rob Zombie and Judas Priest and Iron Maiden and Slayer and some Metallica and stuff. Like it's my favorite. I love it.
You're quite the showman.
And my wife hit on a really good reason why, actually. It's because Halloween has, like, there are no expectations, right? All you need to have a fun Halloween is yourself, a fun attitude, and maybe some candy. And, like, that's it. The extent to which you go in costume, who you go with, all of those things, like, there's no expectation. You don't have to get the perfect gift for someone. You don't have to see family. You don't have to, sit through your weird racist uncle. You don't have to sit through your parents, like, badgering you about, like, oh, when are you going to have a baby? Or, like, any of those kinds of things. You just need yourself and a fun attitude. And, like, that's it.
Why it's the perfect holiday.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Absolutely.
So
that explains why I also love Halloween probably the most. Except maybe Thanksgiving. I think Thanksgiving might edge it out for me.
Oh, I love food.
Oh. We're going to...
It's neck and neck, though.
Turkey neck and neck.
We're going to Mexican Thanksgiving this year, which we did last year, which I just call it that because it's like 100 Mexican people and my white ass. Like, so my wife is a teacher. One of her students invited us to their family Thanksgiving last year. And like, when they did that last year, I was like, that's a little like, are we going to be like crashing this like intimate family get together? No, they have like land in about half hour, 45 minutes away from like where we live. So they just have like a plot of land with like a couple double wides on it and also a really, really nice garage that has like power and water. And they had like multiple deep fryers because they had like almost 100 people, and they just had like picnic tables set up in this garage. And like, we did not, the only way we crashed it was that multiple people came up to like I would be kind of talking to someone and people would come up and like be pointing at my kids basically and be like, whose white kids are these? Like who brought the white kids? Because there's something's not, the math's not mathing here. But like they invited us again this year, so I'm like genuinely looking forward to that.
Yeah, that sounds pretty rad, actually.
And it's got to have amazing food.
You know last year they had like, they deep fried I think 10 turkeys. They did 6 hams. They like, we had no idea what it was going to be like, right? So they invite us, and we showed up with like, you don't want to show up empty-handed. So we made like a batch of cookies. We brought like 20 or 30 cookies, and we show up with like this plate of cookies. And they're like, oh yeah, you could put that over on the dessert table, which had like tier cakes and 6 things of flan and like cookie towers. And we, like, I felt like Michael Scott showing up with like egg salad to the catered party. Like,
it's all right though. I was in the right place.
Yeah. So yeah, Thanksgiving should be a blast again. And then has anyone else seen Predator Badlands, or is it just Lux? Have you seen Predator Badlands yet?
I haven't had a chance to see it yet. I like many of my friends have, so I'm just dodging spoilers, but thankfully most of my friends know not to like spoil me on things.
I also have not seen
Bekinney, have you had it? You also have not? It was really good. Like, I was kind of surprised how good, even though I had already heard that it was really good. In my initial Letterboxd review, I threw out a comparison that I even said in my review, I think this is perhaps a bit too... It's perhaps a bit premature to be saying this, but this is the same level of pure fun blockbuster entertainment as something like Mummy 1999 or Pirates of the Caribbean, where it is just the perfect level of blockbuster fun.
Okay. That sounds good.
You're setting the bar very high.
Right? He's always got the
like
best
I said,
pitches for these movies, man.
I think that's like I said, I think that's a lofty comparison point, but it's that same type of, it is just fun. There's can you read messages into it? I'm sure you can, but it doesn't feel like it's preaching to you at all. It doesn't feel like it's trying to say anything. It's just trying to have like some good action set pieces and be a propulsive, fun movie. It runs at like a lean like 147, and these days that means that the actual movie probably runs closer to like 135 because there's that much credits, or like at like an hour 35. So like it's a lean, fast movie. It and who would have thought that a movie where the Predator is the main character would be as like likable as it is, and it's also kind of funny. Like there's quite a bit of humor in it, so I dug it.
I think I'm gonna find an interesting comparison, like watching that and putting it side by side with something like Godzilla X Kong: The New Empire, another film that has like the main character is the monster and not like the humans.
It's quite a bit better.
Oh, I'm sure it is. There's a very low bar to clear there. I'm just saying, I think it'll be an interesting comparison.
It is. That, like, I hadn't thought about that, but that is an interesting, like, I will say, if you want to temper your expectations, in that vein also, like, Godzilla X Kong: The New Empire is not trying to have any message other than the most trite one, good guys good, bad guys bad, be friends, don't fight unless you have to. Like, Predator Badlands is like, don't kill people unless you have to type of stuff. Like, it's the most trite moral that you can think of, but it just works. It's propulsive.
Does Predator Badlands...
And that's the other thing.
Does it make Predator woke?
No.
That's unfortunate.
I mean, there's a bunch of people that are mad about it being woke, but it's not like the Predator doesn't. No.
It's always such a weird complaint
other
to me
than
when I hear people make it.
I was basically throwing it out there for the people who, for some reason, think that this is a right-wing podcast.
Oh no, I understood where you were going with it. I was just like, I just wanted to also state explicitly, like, yeah, I feel like that's a weak argument for any piece of art, honestly.
100%. I'm very tired.
I went back, by the way. I did go back and listen to that episode.
Uh-huh.
And it's like during your episode synopsis, you made like one little crack about, I forget, like, I don't even remember, I barely even remember it, but like you made a crack like about Roshi being, I think it was like about Roshi being shamed for being a perv or something, and you're like, oh, so I guess Dragon Ball is woke now.
Oh no, what have I done?
But yeah, other than that, I did watch the new Jai Courtney movie, Dangerous Animals.
I saw
No,
I saw that
came
pop
out.
up on I saw it pop up in Letterboxd, and I saw it was Jai Courtney, but I didn't see very many good reviews for it.
It's not great. It's from the guy who directed the movie The Loved Ones and The Devil's Candy, Sean Byrne, and both of those movies I enjoy, but not enough to super remember about them. They're like 3.5 type of movies for me, and it's just Jai Courtney feeding people to sharks. That's like what the whole movie is. But hey, Jai Courtney can play, like, between this and Captain Boomerang, it's like, oh, hey, he's found his thing. He's like skinny Russell Crowe.
Does he also fight Round World?
He's just like an unhinged lunatic.
Good times.
And what else? I watched the new Fantastic Four. That was whatever. That happened at me.
I was looking at that the other night thinking about watching it, but I'm so out of the loop on MCU at this point that I would have to watch like so much stuff to care about it. And I know it's like supposed to be its own standalone thing. It's like I don't know, but I don't know. I lost all of my desire to watch MCU things quite a while ago.
I
does
also watched
stand
Fantastic
alone,
Four,
so,
and
like,
I can't even say, like, oh, you should really get back into it. Like, yeah, no, I totally understand.
yeah, it was perfectly serviceable. It was like there. I don't know. It felt, I don't know. There were 3 MCU movies this year, and the best one by a weirdly wide margin was Thunderbolts. And that's not even that good. It just has, like, characters and character arcs and a little bit of, like, humanity to it, where it feels like there's people in it.
Based off the trailers, it just kind of looked like Guardians of the Galaxy again, formulaically.
Maybe. It's definitely not as charming or funny or full of distinguishable personality. Like, I don't think the Fantastic Four in the movie have I couldn't tell you anything about the Thing, like what his character really is in the movie, or Johnny, or Sue.
You're not selling it.
I'm not trying to. I gave it a 3.
I'm at the point where I'm over cape shit movies other than waiting for the sequel to the Batman, seeing whatever James Gunn has going on with his plans for DC movies, because I really liked Superman. That was pretty good.
Yeah,
I liked Superman.
I kind of
quite a
agree
bit.
with that assessment. Superman was a good movie.
Yeah, Superman. I liked Superman quite a bit, and so I've heard the second season of Peacemaker is good. I haven't seen it.
It's good. I don't like it as much as the first season, but it's still very good. I recommend watching it.
I'm wrapping up the first season right now, and it's excellent. I like it so much.
I love the first season so much.
It's really good.
I am watching The Chair Company.
I'm also watching The Chair Company as a rabid Tim Robinson fan.
Not even heard of this. What is this?
So Tim Robinson from I Think You Should Leave, which is
okay.
I Think You Should Leave is like one of my most rewatched things. Like if I Think You Should Leave were on TV, whatever channel we're airing it, like you know how Comedy Central airs like The Office like in like 9-hour blocks back to back to back.
Yeah.
If there were a channel on TV doing that with I Think You Should Leave, I would like never change the channel.
And that's saying something.
I just watch I Think You Should Leave.
You can watch the whole thing in like a few hours. It's not even, it's like a movie length. That's how much of it there is.
It's awesome though. Like, but so Tim Robinson is in the Chair Company, and it's more in the vein of Friendship, which is the movie he was in with Paul Rudd this year, where it's definitely like a darker bent to the humor.
Okay.
But basically in the very first episode, he falls, like he sits on a chair and the chair breaks apart underneath him. And in typical Tim Robinson is writing this logic type of plot progression, he can't just be like, oh, that was mildly embarrassing and let it go. He starts like investigating the company that makes these chairs and getting embroiled in like a crazy, crazy conspiracy.
Okay.
And just like everything else with Tim Robinson, it's just like, if there's a moment that's awkward, a character is going to do or say something to A, point out that it's awkward, but B, make it 10 times worse.
Yeah, just having Tim Robinson on screen is a source of anxiety in a positive way.
He can't not, he's like, he can't not be funny. And I definitely like that is both a compliment and a bit of a word of caution in a way of like, please, Tim Robinson, don't ever try to be a serious actor, because like you existing makes me laugh, like just looking at you. Like, so please don't ever try to be serious, because I don't think you can pull it off. But so yeah,
maybe
the Chair Company
it like
rules.
Was it Will Ferrell and I forget her name, but they did a Lifetime movie, like one of those really melodramatic ones, and because it's the two of them, it's like unintentionally hilarious. Like this, is that the similar effect of what you're talking to?
Maybe. Speaking of that, I think in like 3 days I need to watch Holiday Touchdown, A Bill's Love Story or whatever.
Oh, no.
Can't wait for that.
That's
I think
the Hallmark.
I think it's required watching for fans.
I feel contractually obligated to watch it. Like, be like if they made Holiday, trying to think of like, if they made Holiday Wishes, a Dragon Ball love story, I would watch that.
Obviously.
Yeah.
That's just planned to eradicate the Super Saiyans, right?
We'll get to that eventually.
Someday.
Sooner than later, maybe, I think. I don't know. I gotta look into that one a little bit in terms of where we'll hit it. I'm just not sure where we'll hit it, but but that's it. I just wanted to do the little like rumor control and check in, and anything else, anything you guys got going on that you want to either plug or just mention. Anything you're reading, watching, doing, living, loving, laughing.
Just waiting for Stranger Things Season 5. I hate that they are breaking it up into 3 parts, but what are you going to do?
I kind of want to just be done with that. Even though I really like. That's
kind of why I need to watch the next season so I can finally be done with it.
I think that's everybody at this point. We've been held hostage by Netflix.
Exactly. This has all been an extravagant marketing campaign test.
And I have a very bad feeling that it's going to end up a Game of Thrones situation because it's been so long. We're all going to see this final season.
Yeah. That's also what I'm afraid of.
It's possible. Well, we're
But I
also
still
going to
have
be watching
a little kernel of hope that it'll be good.
We're also going to be watching like 40-year-olds being like, "Mike, you're 13." So,
But yeah, that's pretty much all I got going on.
I don't have
Lux,
anything.
anything on your
I don't think I have anything.
any
new
speed
going
runs
on.
you got going on, or charity streams, or anything like that you got going on that you want to plug or anything?
Coming up here at the beginning of December, my speedrunning group that I'm part of, Binary Breakers, will be having an event to raise money for the Lavender Rights Project, which is a trans charity, and we're gonna be doing that for a couple days at the beginning of December to just raise some money for a good cause. So if you like speedrunning video games and you want to check that out, you can look at binarybreakers.com. Otherwise, I'm kind of on a sort of break from speedrunning because I burnt out after doing it for 2 years, just straight playing games and doing charity events. So it's been nice the last couple months to kind of take a step back and not do much. I've actually gotten back into reading comic books, so I've been catching up on a lot of stuff that I've been wanting to read. I'm making my way through Scott Snyder's New 52 run of Batman. It's been awesome so far.
I've heard that's a really good run, yeah.
Yeah, it starts off with the Court of Owls story arc. Goes from there. It's really good. I've been really enjoying it. And then I also went back and read Crisis on Infinite Earths for the first time. Back in the 80s DC, which was an experience. It's one of those things where there's so much crossing over and so much history being brought to it just because of what it is and what it was doing that I didn't really know what was going on sometimes or who most people were. But when the big story moments hit, it was really cool. It was fun to read.
Right on.
Yeah,
I
did that. I did that years ago when I was doing like a read through of Spider-Man comics, and I got to the point where it was like what's the event called? I'm like, my brain is just not braining. But what's the event called when they like all fought each other?
Oh,
in
the one
the Marvel comics.
Oh, Civil War?
Not Civil War. The one where they got taken to the alien planet and like
Secret Wars. Okay.
Good
Back
guy.
then.
Secret Wars.
Yeah.
Man, I couldn't. And that's like there was definitely a lot of backstory on Secret Wars for like everyone that I was just like, just punch Dr. Doom.
Yeah, and
easier said than done.
On top of it, I just don't think Marvel ever did big events like that as well as DC. It's like Crisis on Infinite Earths was the first big, like year-long giant tie-in franchise-changing event like any comic company had ever done. So it became kind of the blueprint. Not many things have lived up to it since. That's all I can really say.
Yeah. I'll have to check it out. Eventually.
Eventually. It's one of those things you get to eventually.
Yeah. I have read all of what's the Green Lantern one? I don't want to say it's new, but it's new-ish. It was like
that'd be, I think, Blackest
Brightest
Night.
Day, Blackest Night or something. Yeah. I read that. That was really good.
That's on my list. I'm trying to visit a lot of big things. That's on my list.
Because I read that because I had been reading the Wonder Woman run that led into that. That was whose run was that on Wonder Woman?
Was it far enough to, was that all the way back in, was that George Perez in the 80s?
No, it was not George Perez. It was, I'm gonna have to look this up. Publication history, maybe? Golden Age, blah, blah, blah.
I'm looking up now when Brightest
It was
Day
like
happened.
if I walked outside and grabbed the thing off my damn shelf, I know who. Like that's. It was crap. Does it say? Do I have like a storylines? Who is Wonder Woman? No.
Oh, I see. So this would have been
Greg Rucka.
Yeah, I was just getting there as well. Greg Rucka, that was leading into like the New 52 when Azzarello took over.
Yeah. His run was really good on Wonder Woman. But anyways. So okay. Yeah, if you're listening and you want to check out Lux when they're streaming, that's binarybreakers.com. The event is called Hope for the Holidays. It's scheduled for I'm not sure, because in one place it says December 4th through 7th, and another says 5th through 7th. So
it's the
December 4th or 5th through.
Yeah, it's December 5th through 7th, and it'll be broadcast on Twitch at binary_breakers, or search for Binary Breakers.
So there you go. Thank you for being on with us and for your contributions to future episodes, which may or may not be real.
No idea what you're talking about.
Or does he?
Thanks for taking some time to come talk to us and nerd with us.
Once again, I very much appreciate it. Thank you for having me on. It was a bit fast.
It's always a fun time to have you.
And we'll see everyone next time. This episode will be out. And I'll either be a happy camper because the Bills have beaten the Texans, and I'll be able to walk around my office with some swagger, or I'll be a browbeaten, miserable individual. Which I usually am anyways, but like it'll be extra. So we're recording this about a week before, like we're recording this the day before the Bills and Texans play, and it should be out on Tuesday. So hope everyone out there has, in that vein, then hope everyone out there, because you'll be coming up on your Thanksgivings in 2 days. Hope everyone has a good Thanksgiving. Hope everyone has a safe Thanksgiving. Hope nobody has to deal with their weird uncle or their parents badgering them, and just gets to eat some food and enjoy themselves. And we'll catch everyone. We're on a schedule. I mean, we've got our episodes coming out for a while, frankly. So, but we'll catch everyone next time, and we'll try and, I don't know if we'll do another one of these check-ins before the new year. If we don't, happy holidays to all, and happy new year, and we will make sure to keep carrying our momentum that we have into 2026. Also, check us out. We've got a Discord now. You could probably I would imagine you can find it by searching Final Forum, a Dragon Ball podcast on Discord. I'm not sure, but if you can't, the permanent link to it is also a pinned post on our Blue Sky. So
we're doing things. Yeah.
And we'll make sure we keep everyone updated. I've got applications out to several cons, so as we get acceptances, fingers crossed, I'll keep everyone informed. Anything else?
That's it for me. And all the holiday stuff and safety stuff and all that goes double for me. Have a good one, folks.
Alrighty. Bye. We don't really
Bye-bye.
have a good ending for these episodes.
No.
We just sort of peter out. It's like songwriting. I'll just kind of fade to black in the middle of a sentence, and no one will know how that sentence ends.
Except this track goes over an hour. Eat your heart out,
Final Form is written and produced by Tom Gwelly. It is performed by Dan Kinney and Tom Gwelly. Our webmaster is Dan Kinney. Our theme music is provided by YouTube content creator GVG Kid. Want to learn more about the Dragon Ball universe, including concept art, behind-the-scenes interviews, and recommendations from Jelli and Bekinney? Connect with us on social media. Like us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter at Final Forum Pod. Make sure to subscribe, rate, and review wherever you receive your podcasts. And of course, make sure to share it with your friends and family and help us spread the word of the glory of Lord Frieza. The Frieza Force thanks you for your listenership.